All right, so we're at a mowing and brush clearing job, and the tractor was having some issues overheating here. So we have it all opened up, and one thing I noticed was how dirty the undercarriage of this tractor is. We've actually never washed it. So I was thinking about today, we brought out a pressure washer and vacuum, and gonna have to get the whole undercarriage figured out here. So there's quite a bit of grime built up underneath everything, and what's happening is every time the radiator is blown out, the stuff just goes to the bottom and then just comes right back to the radiators. And especially with being an enclosed cab with the AC, everything gets stuck under there, and it's just a real pain to get it out. So I figured we should probably address this, especially since there's a couple inches of debris here. And I think what I'm going to do is loosen everything up with a garden trowel, try to shop vac as much as I can, and then continue to pressure wash it. We're kind of out in the middle of the woods here, so we have water luckily, but we brought a generator, shop vac, and then the pressure washer out here. And first we're going to start with the big gun, and then be able to soap it down, and then we have the little gun for the fine details, and hopefully we'll get it cleaned out, have all the issues figured out here. I mean, she's just never been, undercarriage never been washed, so it's definitely about time here. I just wish that it wasn't kind of in a remote location so we could do a better job without having to bring all the tools out here, but it could be quite a bit worse. All right, everything is pretty dry under here. I mean, it is kind of the middle of summer, so I got this garden trowel here and I'm gonna start breaking everything up, and I think after that we should probably be able to vacuum it up. All this stuff is pretty thick here, so I'm gonna try and break it up, vacuum it, and then go in with the heavier duty stuff. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to break it up with a pressure washer. Just gotta try and not nick any of the hydraulic lines while I'm doing this, and then we should be okay. I just have to find where all the drain ports are and make sure that I can get all this stuff through there, because right now all the pieces are a little bit too big. I probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but it shouldn't be too big of a job. Alright, so I got the generator running as well as the shop vac, so I'm going to start vacuuming here and then see how far we get. Vacuum worked to the best of its ability, so I'm gonna try and pressure wash this side, maybe knock a couple more things loose. And I wanted to clean it up a little bit more before just start blasting. But it looks like everything's kind of tucked up in there in nooks and crannies, and I just got to keep it away from the ECU. The ECU is like really exposed on these, and not, you know, I got to be a little bit careful about splashing water on that. I mean, it's really nice because these units are super open. You can actually like see through the entire body, and you can get over to in here really well. I mean, this is going to be real fun getting all this gunk out of the bottom of this, but I think if I, you know, start loosening up a little bit with water, get all the drain plugs going, I think we should be okay. But well, I guess we'll see. All right, so I got the hose hooked up, so I'm going to pre-wash everything, get it a little bit wet before I start applying pressure. Try to soak all the mud down a little bit here. Got a kink in the line. Come on. All right, that's good. So before I start pressuring everything, just get a little bit going here. Try not to hit any of the electrical connectors. All right, so we got the pressure washer turned on, everything hooked up. So just gonna start blasting, see how it goes. Try to stay away from the electrical connectors, and hopefully keep the drain plugs unclogged. But worst case, we'll have to kind of fish the stuff through and kind of go from there. Okay, we're having some draining issues on the rear of the machine, so I'm going to go investigate that, see if we can open up some drain plugs, start getting that draining. But it's looking pretty good so far. I found a little connector, but I know what it's for. Actually, one time we ripped off the quick disconnect function, and right here is all the new wiring that we put in, and then instead of this weather pack that was on there, we actually put Deutsch connectors on it, and then the only finger trap I had laying around was red and black. So that's that. But it was kind of interesting. We lost the entire wiring harness, so we had to pretty much take the tractor apart to fix that. But I'm glad nothing else has been popping off. Just got to make sure that these clips don't fly away. But Other than that, looking pretty good so far. At least there's more yellow than brown at this point. All right, so I found that drain plug that I haven't opened yet, where the water's dripping. So I'm gonna try and take that off and see if we can free some stuff up here. But I know there's gonna be quite a bit of buildup, so we'll see what happens. Like there's actually a hose that is connected to that one, so I'm actually going to leave that one in place, just take both bolts out. But it looks like that'll work pretty well to get some water out, and then we'll clean up around the area so that more stuff will come out. But we also have this little guy, but that one is completely clogged, but this one right here should be okay. I'm also going to investigate and see if maybe this pan comes off to clean it a little bit better, but that's right below the engine, so we'll see what we can do. And this right here, definitely the best mat for, or any tray or magnet or anything. Sticks to just about everything and makes it a breeze, and never really have to worry about anything falling off. I mean, I'm not going to hit it with the pressure washer, but other than that, it works pretty good. The hole there, there's a little bit of light coming through, so I'm going to clean it out a little bit more by hand, and we'll start getting the washer in there, start maybe shoveling some stuff out, and see what happens. There's a little bit of light coming through, so I'm going to clean it out a little bit more by hand, and we'll start getting the washer in there, start maybe shoveling some stuff out, and see what happens. But there's quite a bit of gunk in there. I don't know a better way to really get it out with how thick it is. It's greasy, it's muddy, and just a bunch of buildup over the past 2 years. So maybe I'll stick the hose in there and kind of see what we can do. little bit more to do. I'm trying to push everything towards the back because that's kind of where it's angled, and it'd be a little bit easier to get it out the back than it would be to move the skid steer right now with kind of how it's taken apart. But we'll keep doing that, and then we'll start on the outside. So I've switched it up from the assault gun over to the little tactical pistol style here, and just going to clean up a little bit of the stuff that I've missed on the inside, and then we're going to move over to the outside. Bit of grime off, and then end it with simple green. typical handgun seems to have a malfunction here. The rubber on the inside of the fitting blew out, so I'm gonna have to use the other gun to finish her up, but it looks like we're about done. All things said and done, it's pretty clean. You know, there's a little bit here and there, and some kind of dirty brown water that's slowly seeping out in the back, but you can see everything now. The main reason I even did this was because the radiator's clogging. I don't think that's going to be any sort of issue anymore. You can see it down there. It's going to drain out slowly. I think I'm going to leave it open overnight, keep the cab up and everything else, just because it's going to be a hot one. I think a lot of the water will evaporate out of there, just in case it's in any connectors or anything. I mean, you know, it's not perfectly clean. There's still a little bit of mud in the cracks, but it did clean the radiators pretty well, and mostly getting all that dust out from inside the engine bay, and keep it cycling, blowing in, blowing out, was starting to overheat the machine. So there it is, not too shabby. So yeah, I'm gonna let her sit overnight and hopefully dry her out, and it'll work a little bit better. I mean, worst case scenario, it needs to be a little bit deeper cleaned on the radiators, but at least I can see what's going on, see any leaks, hydraulic leaks or anything like that. Everything in here is looking really good. This is the 2020 model. It only has about 500 hours on it. Just extreme hours. I mean, it's pretty beat up. Even looking all cleaned up, it's been through some stuff, that's for sure. So we'll let her sit for the night and call that good. It's been working all day, but starting to get a little bit on the dark side here, so start cleaning up. And this is one thing I forgot to add, is this is my pressure washer. It's still RB 800. It's the best pressure washer that I've ever used. Even including this one is not a hot water one, but damn it, I mean, it's just everything you want it to do, it's there. Kohler engine, big old pump. I think it's 4200 psi, and fully selectable with not only RPM range, but the pump itself. And it's just, I mean, there's other cheaper options out there, but it just continues to work day in and day out, and I've been really happy with it. And yeah, you're paying for the name still, but when it comes down to it, it works, and I've never had to really do anything to it except for change the oil and let her rip. So yeah, that's about it. So just gonna get her cleaned up and put it back together tomorrow.